such a cold night to see our concert, to hear our concert, much appreciated. You might not be cold for long. We've had some interesting temperature variations in this hall today, and my boss has been on the horn trying to get it adjusted so that we don't all start to wonder why we're in a dry heat sauna. So if you feel it starting to heat up, that's what's going on. We're going to sing fast. Sometimes. Okay, housekeeping, let's see. If you haven't been here before, I know some of you are new parents, since I have some new students in the choir. The restrooms are right out the doors. The women's is this way, the gents is that way. If there's some, disaster and things explode, please follow the directions of the house manager, and you want to go that way to leave, not this way. That way lies sorrow and things to trip over. So don't do that. That one's okay. What else? Oh yes, please turn off your phones, or at the very least, please put them on total mute. We have some very, very delicate music in this concert, and it would be sad indeed if the splendid work of this choir was spoiled by in the middle of, say, Shenandoah. So please mute them. We do have a professional photographer here tonight, and we put those up on our Flickr channel, which is available to anybody, so there will be lots and lots of photographs. We also video and do an audio record these concerts. Okay. Our next piece of music, that was Let the River Run, by the way, which was written by Carly Simon for a movie about an ambitious young woman who wanted to make it in the big city, and in fact did so. And the big city in question, the Silver City that rises, is directly across the Hudson. So the river that's running is both a mythic construct and the Hudson. It's both of those things. Ebb Tide is our next piece, and this is a barbershop classic, folks. It started out as a popular love song in the 50s, was arranged into a barbershop classic, and now it's a barbershop classic. But if you don't yet know, barbershop is no longer four genial guys in pinstripe vests and straw hats. It's a thing. I mean, it's a big international thing. And the young man, a recent alum, who coached me on this, because barbershop isn't something I personally know a great deal about, is a member of is both a former member of the Stevens Choir, and he and a number of other former members of the Stevens Choir, alumni, are in their own concert tonight with Voices of Gotham in New York City, and that is an international standard barbershop choir, SATB, men and women, and it is fabulous. They're really, really good. And it's a whole thing. I mean, it's a major musical subculture these days, kind of like swing dance is a major dance subculture. So I'm very, very pleased to be able to present to you the Stevens Choir in Ebb Tide.
Sea, and the sea
piece is an art song, originally for a solo tenor, and we have two. It's a very rich tenor section this time around. Come on down. Come on down. Okay. So art song, you might not have heard this term. It is a fully composed, like you do the notes on the page, you don't do a cover and bring in extra instruments and things. It's like a Beethoven symphony, you sing what's there. Fully composed song for piano and voice, usually a solo voice. And it started in Austria a couple hundred years ago and change, and has spread pretty much worldwide. You can find them in all kinds of languages. This is in English, and covering every topic under the sun, including a sailor's yearning to get back onto the water. Sea fever.
I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky. And all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. And the wheels kick and the wind song and the white sails shaking, and a gray mist on the sea's face, and a gray dawn breaking.
I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day with the white clouds flying, and the flung spray and the blown spume, and the seagulls crying.
I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy hive, to the gulls away and the whales away, where the wind's like a whetted knife.
And all I ask is a merry yard from a laughing fell over,
And a quiet sleep and a sweet dream.
when the long trick's over.
President's Ensemble. Now we have a complicated change, and I'm going to talk over it. Okay, so do the thing, you don't need the presidents. Our next song is also an art song, and it's also me deciding to do it just a little differently. It's originally for solo voice and piano. This is called Les Berceaux. It's by the French composer Gabriel Fauré. And you're going to hear a sort of lilting kind of sound in the piano. Dun, 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 dun. And there's a rocking feeling to it. And it is the rocking of cradles. Berceau means cradles. It is also the rocking of ships, vessels in water. And to understand what that is about, we have both the French and the English translation for you.
Le long du quai, les grands vaisseaux, que la houle incline en silence. Ne prenez pas garde au berceau, que la main des femmes balance.
Along the quays, the large ships, rocked silently by the surge, do not heed the cradles, which the hands of the women rock.
Mais viendra le jour des adieux, car il faut que les femmes pleurent, et que les hommes curieux tentent les horizons qui leurrent.
But the day of farewells will come, for the women are bound to weep, and the inquisitive men must dare the horizons that lure them.
Et ce jour-là, les grands vaisseaux Fuyons les portes qui diminuent, sentent le mars retenue par l'âme des lointains berceaux.
And on that day, the large ships, fleeing from the vanishing port, feel their bulk held back by the soul of the faraway cradles.
Ensemble is so named because our president at Stevens, Merriman Farmardin, said some years ago, can we have a small ensemble to sing things at school events, like my Board of Trustees dinners? And okay, so they are the small group that does things like that, and they still have another gig after tonight. Yes, they do, at the one of the president's events on campus. Moving on, our next number is a folk song. This is Shenandoah, one of the most popular and well-known American folk songs. And digging into it a little bit, I found that you can really do a deep dive into Shenandoah. There's many versions of it. Somebody came up with a very good tune, and everybody wanted it, I think. So there are a number of different texts and some melodic variations. And it started out as a river song and broadened and became a sea shanty. And it's also a love song. Something I thought was just sort of a mythic symbolism. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter, is a literal reference to the daughter of Chief Shenandoah of the Oneida Native American Nation, a member of the Iroquois Confederacy. Somebody fell in love with her, and this has made it into this song. This is a very well-known, among choral circles, a very well-known arrangement and much loved. It echoes the behavior of water when you get into the full choir with the trebles rippling over one another, and the lower voices are the currents just moving steadily along. folk song that is completely different. This is The Wellerman, and some of you may know it from TikTok. It is a New Zealand whalers song. So once again, diving into what is this really about? A Wellerman was a supply ship run by the Weller brothers, and the New Zealand whaling ships relied on them to bring supplies of things like sugar and tea, and of course, very important, rum.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a Billy of Tea. The winds blew up her bow, dip down, oh blow, my bully boys blow. Soon may the weathermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the talking is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the weathermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the talking is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on the ship a blue whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the weathermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the talking is done, we'll take our leave and go. Up!
Before the boat had hit the water, the whale sail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned and far when she dived down below. For 40 days or even more, the line had slacked and twice once more. A boatsman lost their only four,
But still that whale did go. Soon may the weathermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the talking is done, we'll take our leave and go. For as I've heard, the fight's still on, the line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The weatherman makes his regular call to encourage captain, crew, and all. Soon may the weathermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the talking is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the weathermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the talking is done, we'll take our leave and go. We'll take our leave and go. We'll take our leave and take our leave and go.
It is now my very great pleasure to introduce Charlie Beale, longtime member, stalwart, fabulous member of the Stevens Choir in his conducting debut with us. And he will tell you about the piece he's going to conduct.
All right, hello everyone. So this next piece is called Northern Lights, which is based off of the aurora that we see typically towards the North or the South Pole, but they do tend to come sometimes closer to the equator. So some of you might have seen them actually about a month ago. They were around like New York and Pennsylvania. So they're very cool. I have a degree in physics, so I'm obligated to tell some of the physics of why the aurora happened. Actually, the precise kind of stuff that's going on is not completely known, but generally what's happening is the sun is emitting these highly charged or highly energized particles that becomes the solar wind, and the solar wind, when it reaches the Earth, it interacts with the magnetosphere, which is essentially this shield of magnetism that protects the Earth from all these very energetic and, if they were coming down to the Earth's surface, would be very harmful particles. But because of that disturbance in the magnetosphere, it causes a bunch of kind of chain reactions, and then we get these ionizing particles in the atmosphere that will emit the light that you see in the aurora. I told that story to the choir when I first started conducting this piece because the lyrics of the piece are from the Song of Solomon, which is this great love story in the Bible. And what the lyrics talk about, they're in Latin, but they talk about this all-encompassing and almost terrifying beauty that the characters see in each other. And so again, this kind of amazing beauty that we see in the aurora can be kind of intimidating, but it's also comforting at the end of the day, right? Because it comes from this shield protecting us from these harmful particles in space. So that's the story of this piece, and I hope that you all enjoy Northern Lights.
personal favorite neo-Renaissance piece. Just, so it was a real fun for me to get to sing it this time. Our next piece is a folk song. This is from Scotland. And anybody who watches, what is that show, Outlander, with the time travel and all of that, has anybody watched that? They used that as a theme song. I'm not even sure it's still going. But they changed the words, but that song actually exists. It wasn't written for the show. And it is really, it's a patriotic song, and it's an adventure escape song. It is about after the Battle of Culloden, which I believe is 1746, where the Scottish forces were overwhelmed by the English forces, Bonnie Prince Charlie, of the Stuart Kings, Scotland, had to escape. And he was helped in doing that by one Flora MacDonald, whose Flora is mentioned in here. And the legend is that he escaped over the sea to the island of Skye in northern Scotland.
Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on the wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad who was born to be king, over the sea to sky.
That was the last folk song. Almost. Okay, our next song is going to be called, make sure I'm not out of order here, Ballad to the Moon. And we'd like to introduce this with a poem called Sure on This Shiny Night. This is a classic poem by an American poet, James E.G.
Sure on this shining night of star-made shadows round, kindness must watch for me this side the ground. The late year lies down the north. All is healed, all is health. High summer holds the earth, hearts all whole. Sure on this shining night, I weep for wonder, wandering far alone, of shadows on the stars.
dark before my sight, and yet my feet with your delight.
Onward through the blackened vale, beneath
The starry sky so
after Sure on This Shining Night and Ballad to the Moon, it might not surprise you that it is called Stars. It is from Les Mis, which is based upon Victor Hugo's book, Les Miserables, the Miserable Ones. And it is supposedly the villain, but Hugo for France, kind of like Dickens for England, is the conscience of the nation, writing about the social conditions of his day. And Javert is a product of the environment he had to struggle through to survive. Inspector Javert looks to the stars for guidance and finds them insofar as he is able to put them into his worldview. And very few villains actually set out to be villains. They're doing their best.
There, out in the darkness, a fugitive running, fallen from grace, fallen from grace. God be my witness,
I never shall yield till we come face to face, till we come face to face. He knows his ways in the dark, but mine is the way of the Lord, and those who follow the path of the righteous shall have their reward. And if they fall as Lucifer fell, the flame, the sword, stars in your multitudes, scarce to be counted, filling the darkness with order and light. You are the sentinels, silent and sure, keeping watch in the night, keeping watch in the night. You know your place in the sky, you hold your course and your aim, and each in your season returns and returns, and is always the same. And if you fall as Lucifer fell, you fall in flame. And so it has been, and so it is written on the doorways to paradise, that those who falter and those who fall must pay the price. Lord, let me find him, that I may see him, safe behind bars. I will never rest till then. This I swear by the stars.
We move now to Shakespeare. We do that here every year. And someone who's been doing a lot of Shakespeare since he came is going to read for you the text of our next song. Writer, there he is, okay. This is from The Tempest, and it's a pretty profound text.
The cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, yea, all which it inherit, shall dissolve. And like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep.
is another folk song. This is a particular, from a particular repertoire. America has come up with some great homegrown art forms, and one of them is the spiritual, which arose out of the pain and need to transcend that pain in the African American slave experience. This particular spiritual, Down by the Riverside, was arranged by William T. Gibson, who is a young American composer who writes various things, and among those things he writes for and conducts gospel choirs. So, buckle up. We good? All right.
Gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside. Study war no more. Gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside. Study war no more. I ain't gonna 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 study war no more. Study war no more. Gonna put on my long white robe down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Gonna put on my long white robe down by the riverside. Study war no more. I ain't gonna study. 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 No war no more. I ain't gonna study. I ain't gonna study. I ain't gonna study. Study war no more. Study war no more. Study war no more. By the riverside. Study war no more. My sword and shield. No more. By the riverside. Study war no more. Gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside. Study war no more. No more. I ain't gonna study war no more. No more. I ain't gonna study war no more.
In my plan, that was the last song of the concert, and then they happened. So it's a long story, but the short version is, we're going to sing Carol of the Bells, and we would love anyone who would like to come up and sing, you know, what is that? Come on up and sing. Have we got some people coming up? Oh, yay! Where's Trevor? I don't know how to do that, but you are very welcome to sing. we went really fast earlier today. Let's not go that fast. Right? Hark how the bells and
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, go cares away, Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to every lone being in the wood. Ding dong ding dong, that is our song, ring ring ring, all merrily. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they found raising the sound, harder than telling the tale. Hearing, hearing, while people sing songs of good cheer, Christmas is here. Ding merry 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 Christmas, ding merry 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 Christmas. All the money sent, all without end, and triple time to everyone. Calling how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, go cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong ding dong, that is the song, ring ring ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound, harder than telling the tale. Hearing, hearing, while people sing songs of good cheer, Christmas is here. Ding merry 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 Christmas, ding merry 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 Christmas. On they send, on without end, and triple tone to every home.
On they send on without end their joyful tone to every home.
Ding dong, ding dong.
there we go. Thank you so much for coming. Bless. Please make it home safely.